traders, welcome to yet another episode of the Forex market analysis. I hope you had a good trading week last week. Regardless of the chaotic start to the previous week in the markets, it was a good one anyway. Let us recap on what we had on the watch list for last week. Then we come on to what we have for this week. So for last week on the watch list were the AUD/USD, the NZD/USD, and the GBP/NZD. I was bullish the AUD/USD and the NZD/USD, but the market had other plans. So for the AUD/USD, this was the price of interest, and I was looking at a close above the price of interest to consider a long position, but then a bearish signal was printed at the price of interest, and the market stayed down throughout the week. The NZD/USD made much more sense to me, so that was the only pair I traded last week. For the NZD/USD also, I was considering a long position as soon as the market got above the resistance of the channel, but then there was no close on a 4-hour time frame basis above the resistance, so a bearish signal was printed on the resistance as well, as I noted that the AUD/USD and the NZD/USD correlate, so tracking each other could bring out a profitable trade. So this was the one that made much more sense to me. So as it was held by the resistance, the price also stayed down throughout the whole of the week. And finally, to the GBP/NZD, the entry requirement came later into the week, so I let it go, but within the coming week I'll still be looking at it for a short position. I noted that a close below the support level would render this market bearish, but the close came on Friday, and it was late Friday that the close came, so I didn't really consider it wise to take a position into the weekend. Let us now get on to what we have for the coming week. On the watch list are the USDJPY, the NZDCHF, and the USDCAD. Let us start with the USDJPY. So currently the USDJPY is still below this long-term ascending channel. 2 weeks ago I was a bear on this pair as it has secured the close below the ascending channel, and this pair didn't really disappoint. Now the USDJPY has retraced most of its losses below the ascending channel, and the market now sits just below the 1.108.00 area. So as long as it's below this area, I'm bearish. But one thing we should consider is that we have a former support here and another former support here. These ones are currently acting as new resistance, but we will need a candlestick confirmation at this very 108.00 area, which could signal that the bears are still in control. But if there is a close right above this line and this former support level, the bulls may just win the battle and take the total control. So keen observation would be needed on the USDJPY on the daily time frame basis. So in the coming week I'll be looking for bearish signals at this level or a close above this level to see what to do next. Let us go on to the NZDCHF. This pair has actually been down for the whole of this year. Since mid-February, we have had a trend line work around this very pair. It's in a somehow smooth downtrend here, but the beginning of last week just messed it up somewhere here, else we could have had a channel. So in the coming week, this black line is the price of interest or the point of interest that I'll be looking at. A retracement to this very area, which comes in at the 0.58651, would determine the next direction of the NZDCHF. So let's say a retracement to this area and a bearish signal is printed here, meaning the bears are still in control. But then also a retracement to this area and a close above the black line. That means the downtrend has been broken and the bulls are ready to step in. That is my trading plan for the NZDCHF. However, the retracement to this area that I'm looking at may never come. If it is so, the price may just continue going down, but then I wouldn't really have an edge to trade it. So I might just as well let it go. And finally, onto the last pair that we'll be looking at for the week, which is the USDCAD. We had a gap up to the start of the week and a close higher to end the week, but then the gap never closed last week, so we wouldn't really be looking at the gap as we have an ascending channel over here to work our way around with. So for the USDCAD, which is currently trading in an ascending channel, as long as it keeps trading in this ascending channel, the bulls are in control. But then I wouldn't be looking at trading within the channel. My trade idea would actually emanate from the channel breaking. Let's say the USDCAD is able to break the support of the channel and retest the support as new resistance. That is when I would likely consider a short position. So even though the USDCAD is in some sort of uptrend, I'll be looking at playing the break of the support of the channel only if it occurs. That is it for the coming week. I wish you a profitable